Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna joins us right now from Florida. Congresswoman, always good to have you. How is it going thus far? How do you think that the Republican House is faring, and Kevin McCarthy, more to the point, is delivering?
I think that we're incredibly united right now. What you saw last week, according to the mainstream media, they didn't like it. They said that we shouldn't have had the discussions on the House floor, but within the conference, we are united. The American people deserve those. And frankly, I really appreciate now Speaker McCarthy embracing some of those changes. And as we heard earlier, Senate Republicans aren't fighting on behalf, or Senate Democrats are not fighting on behalf of the American people. In fact, they're doing the exact opposite. We did an amazing thing last night by voting to repeal those 87,000 IRS agents. And now you're hearing that the Senate wants to actually deny that. So we're going to continue to fight. And I do think that Speaker McCarthy will do exactly that.
So, a lot of it is tough to pass, even among Democrats in that dominated body, but even some Republicans not too keen on what you're coming up with. Is this a preview, you think, Congressman, coming attractions where House Republicans and Senate Republicans are going to be going at it?
It's possible, but I can tell you one thing. A majority of us were sent here because the American people realize that the system is broken. And as you saw over the last couple of days, there are those of us within the Republican Congress that are willing to stand up and have those hard discussions. And frankly, I would think anyone watching this network would agree that the American people deserve that. We cannot continue it with some of this runaway spending. I can tell you that right now, I mean, the cost of even eggs have gone up significantly to the point of where Meme World is going viral with some of these topics. We can't afford this. We have to streamline some of this pork spending, and I look forward to having those discussions with my colleagues and really to be moving forward as a united conference to deal with these issues for the American people.
You know, I've had a chance to talk to some of your colleagues, those who were holding out for some of these changes, Congresswoman, who say that they're glad they have put down, the prospect of a government shutdown in their arguments over spending, that is now out there and on the table as a negotiating tactic. What do you think of that?
Well, sir, I was one of the 20 that stood up and had those conversations, and I do support that. Unfortunately, what we're finding is the Democrats are making this political, but if we have to rock the boat to bring change, I'm there for it. There is always, though, and I want to remind viewers, this scare tactic that's used by the swamp to say that people won't be getting paid. I want to assure people Social Security and Medicare checks, those are still going to continue to go out, but we do have to do something differently, and so I just stand by because it's going to be a wild week.
Well, some of your more moderate members within the Republican Party, as I'm sure you know, say that's a dangerous thing because it sets up almost a guaranteed government shutdown, and that because spending has been tied to renegotiating the debt limit or extending it, it's inevitable. Do you think it's inevitable that we'll be looking at a shutdown because of some of these measures that the Speaker agreed to?
I hope it doesn't get to that, but I'm willing to support one. And I do think that the Speaker made the correct decision in ensuring that we do cut against some of this pork runaway inflation and spending. And so I'm willing to have those discussions. I'm willing to support a shutdown. And I think that he, again, made the correct decision.
All right. The other side is the spending part. You want to freeze spending next fiscal year at the level of this fiscal year. We have inflation, population growth, so that many of your own colleagues have said amounts to a cut in overall spending, including defense. If that is indeed the case, are you open to that? Everything shrinks a little bit, including defense.
I just want to clarify, I was actually in some of those discussions, and so in no way, shape, or form was defense ever brought up into some of those pork cut. But I would like to say that the estimated streamlining that we're looking at is about $132 billion. And I think that there's a lot that we can do to help ensure that we are not basically wasting tax dollars on some things. And I want to bring up something else as well. A lot of the money that we have given to support Ukraine, we're not auditing. We don't know where it's going. So I think that we do need to have this discussion. We need to sit down and we need to evaluate exactly where we're putting this money. What I've realized in my very short time already in office, sir, is that a lot of people spend money up here the way that they would never touch their own bank accounts. And so I want to bring back that common sense to Washington, D.C.
That's interesting, and I appreciate your sticking to what you said you would do. I mean, so you recognize that defense, like other programs, whether it's for Ukraine funding that you want to follow closely, is fair game as well in deciding ultimately who gets what a year from now.
You know, what I'm always interested in seeing is where defense is putting that money. I'm not going to say that I want to cut defense spending,
Right.
but I will say that I think it's important that we are looking to make sure that we are getting the best deal, especially on some of the stuff that we're spending money on. So I think that we need to have those discussions. But more or less what I've heard in some of these negotiations is we're talking about programs that aren't going to the necessities that we, the American people, need, i.e. protections. I'm talking about some of these woke ideology, these funded programs, and for example, these salaries for these additional weaponized 87,000 IRS agents, which you saw we tried to pass, yet the Senate and even the Biden White House is pushing back on. Sir, I say taxation is theft, and I don't want any more IRS agents than you probably do.
All right. So just to review here, when it comes to future measures, particularly funding Ukraine, and I know you said, Kevin McCarthy himself has said, there's no blank check for Ukraine. But is it fair to say that the amount of money we sent this year is not going to be the same over the past year, I should say, this year? In other words, that there's room to cut back the funds that we're providing Ukraine?
Absolutely, and I would say that's my personal perspective. I think that we've gone above and beyond, and right now I'm more concerned about the American people and ensuring that we're taken care of here at home.
All right, Congresswoman, thank you. Anna Paulina Luna, Florida Congresswoman, part of that group that originally held Kevin McCarthy's feet to the fire on spending, and that applied as well to defense.